Attorney General Doug Chen, and first of all, thank you for joining us and
Sure.
kind of lending a little bit of your expertise. As Bridget said, that this is kind of a very unique, once-in-a-lifetime in Hawaii case, because first of all, it starts outside of the typical courtroom.
Oh, right, absolutely. If you're part of that 400 people that just showed up for jury selection, you're a part of history here in Honolulu and in the state.
So, okay, let's give it a little bit of perspective. 400 potential jurors showing up today at the Blaisdell. A typical case would have, whether it be state, district court, or federal, how many jurors are we talking
Maybe
about?
like 40 or 50. Maybe for a murder trial, you might have about 80 to 100, but to have 400 people all show up and to be going down to the Blaisdell to be having this selection, that's a really big deal.
Okay, I think a lot of us that grow up watching TVs and court cases and you read novels, the ideal would be maybe to get somebody that has never heard a single lick of information, but then again, maybe you don't want that kind of a person because that tells you they don't pay attention to anything important.
Right.
I mean, so where does it fall? Obviously, it's almost impossible to seat a juror who, if you pay attention to anything, you're going to have heard about this case.
So I got to get a chance to look through the questionnaires that all the jurors received today that they had to fill out so that the lawyers could be able to look at it. And it's pretty clear from the questions that all the lawyers put together is that they know everybody who's in that room knows something about this case. And so the question that they all get asked is, what do you know about this case? And are you able to put that aside in order to be fair towards both sides?
Would you want a juror that's never heard anything about the case, or would you say, you know what, that person is so sheltered, we don't even know what they're thinking?
I think that'd be I don't want to say an odd person, but I think under these circumstances, it'd be very unlikely to find someone who's never heard of this case.
Okay, what about a type of juror? I mean, obviously, whether you're with the prosecution or the defense, what are you looking for? What is each side? What is the perfect juror for the prosecution, for the defense?
Well, I can tell you when I was a prosecutor, what I always wanted to do is I knew that I had to put in a lot of evidence. Like I have to build a case, so therefore I need people who are logical, who are reasonable, who have really good common sense. Ultimately, I want people who are fair just as much as anyone else does, because I mean that's really what the system's all about. And I think if I were on the defense side, you know, my own sense of it is that what they're looking for is people who understand nuance, who can kind of say, well, you know, these are things that, you know, we know about these things that were done, or we're hearing about these things, but there was an explanation behind it.
A little more open-minded.
A little more open-minded, you know. Whereas I think usually when you're a prosecutor, you want people who are a little more cut and dry, or just kind of like, this is how things are, and this is how we like things.
What about getting that perfect cross-section where you have everything from the housewife to the brain surgeon and everything in between? Do you want that?
Oh yeah, absolutely, because I think everybody brings something different to the table, and you certainly don't want a lot of people who are just very passive, who are not going to be you know, paying attention to it. Ultimately, if I were in that case, I'd want people who are going to pay attention and who are going to be patient and able to just hear all the evidence and make a good decision.
Okay, finally, there was a late motion filed by the defense to stop some of the witnesses' testimony. You think that's going to happen, or do you think there's going to be any 11th hour motions filed in an attempt to further delay this trial?
Sure. I mean, I don't think this trial is going to get delayed. I think if the judge is ordering 400 people to come to court, that's going to be really hard to duplicate another time. But this is a very interesting motion that's been brought. In other words, what's absolutely important is you have to have a handwriting expert, a cell phone expert in order to be able to put on this case, and the defense is trying to block it and say, you know, it's too late for that, and we'll see what happens.
As a neutral body now, you're probably just saying, wow, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. No, like I said, this is a big part of history. It's been something, unfortunately, that's been going on for a long time. And I think for a community to be able to move on, it'll be great to see some resolution.
Appreciate it. Douglas Chen, thank you very much for your time. Bridget, send it back to you.
Thank you, Howard.